I would request Raminder if you would like to add the experiences that you have had.
Sure, sure. So I can also pitch in. What I'd like to point out is Newton is one great app that I've been using for like the past 10 to 12 months. I really miss these apps did not come up at the time when Bitcoin was in the heights, right, in 2017. I mean, had it come in September 2017, then we would have made quite a lot. We would have lost also quite a lot. But then thinking about it, these apps were something that were missing back then. So now I think, at least for the retail investors, I personally feel that quite a lot of choices at hand on how to buy Bitcoin, how to buy Ethereum. So I'd like to put some of the perspectives over here. But thanks for covering most of those basics earlier. One of the platforms that I personally follow is, apart from Newton, is obviously the ShakePay platform. It's not an exchange per se, but it's more like an app. And the links have been floating around in the group for quite a while. You could join the links for ShakePay and then get a sort of a small referral bonus when you join in as well. The thing with ShakePay that I feel is better than Newton is when you take Newton, you'll have to connect it via a bank account, which means that while you can withdraw funds immediately, the transfer is instantaneous. It takes like 4 business days for the funds to come out of your checking account and then be placed into Newton. So Newton will show you the funds immediately, and you can go ahead and buy crypto as well. But the only problem with that is you can't transfer crypto from one wallet to the other. And that's a problem with Newton until 4 business days. So you kind of have BTC or ETH, which you can buy immediately, but that gets stuck within the Newton app itself. When I compare ShakePay with Newton, the thing with ShakePay is you can directly do an Interact transfer. And then we all know that most banks allow up to $3,000 of Interact transfer within 24 hours. And there are certain limits to it. So you can, when doing an Interact transfer, the funds are actually available to the destination party immediately, which means that the funds physically lie in the app, in the ShakePay app, which also means that you can, whatever BTC or ETH you end up by the way, BTC is Bitcoin and ETH is Ethereum, to people who are unaware, you can directly buy those and then you can immediately transfer those coins to another exchange like Binance or another exchange like Crypto.com that I'll be talking about briefly. The flip side about using ShakePay is that obviously ShakePay has a higher spread. They are factoring that into their fee, and you can literally compare those fees when you look at Newton, the price of Bitcoin on Newton vis-a-vis the price of Bitcoin on ShakePay. So that's a problem with ShakePay, and the spread is huge. It's by far the largest spread that I've seen across most of the platforms. But convenience obviously comes at a cost. You are paying for that convenience. You are having the facility of directly doing Interact CAD transfers to a platform, and then subsequently buying BTC and ETH with that. So that's the second platform that I wanted to talk about. The third platform that we've recently got is WealthSimple Crypto, and this came in much in the news. It was there on our crypto group as well. Now, again, with WealthSimple Crypto, much like WealthSimple in trading, you can buy shares over there, just like you buy in trade. In WealthSimple Crypto, you can directly buy BTC and ETH. That's great because they treat everything as like the stock market. But the problem again with them is you can't transfer crypto from their platform onto some other exchange. So when I compare the three platforms, Newton, ShakePay, and WealthSimple Crypto, my preference with WealthSimple Crypto would be at the very bottom because their funds are their coins are kind of centrally hosted. Your coins are never your own. Even though you buy Bitcoin and Ethereum, the moment you want to get those coins out, you will have to literally sell them, which means that you have to realize a capital gain or a capital loss, which means that you will have to pay tax within the same year itself. And personally, I have no problems with paying taxes. It's just that when I want to buy Bitcoin and I want to hold it and I want to transfer it to, again, other platforms, that becomes a problem. So with WealthSimple Crypto has more like intrinsic, their own Bitcoin and their own ETH, which they like to keep staked on the platform itself, for lack of a better term, and you can't get it out unless you sell it. Now the third one, and by far the most promising one platform that I have seen so far, is the Crypto.com app. and the Crypto.com exchange. So the fun part really starts from here. So let me share my screen. I'm not sure if I can share the screenshot of the app somehow, but I can go ahead and share the exchange while I do that. Okay. So let me know once you are able to see my screen.
Yep, we can see.
Okay. So I got introduced. I'll give you a brief history about what is Crypto.com, and I hope we have some time on that. So I got introduced to Crypto.com sometime back in December of 2019. So like literally 10 months back. But the Crypto.com app and exchange have been there from 2017 onwards. And they have been introducing quite a few improvements over the years. What attracted me to the Crypto.com app was I am personally the kind of a person who's more into credit cards and stuff. So I like to have I like to collect frequent flyer miles. I like to collect cash back. I like to collect credit card points and then use that cash back for my spends. So I like to make sure that whatever I'm spending is stretched to the maximum extent possible and gives me the maximum value. So the thing that attracted me to Crypto.com app was their suite of Visa debit cards, which means that you can use those debit cards to buy stuff in the real world by using crypto as a currency. Crypto as a currency was never meant to be like an asset. It's another fact that because crypto is constantly diminishing, it always has a finite value. It has become like an asset class, which means that the value of Bitcoin will constantly grow up and people will hold it like the share market. But in reality, Bitcoin was never meant to be sort of a share market. It was always meant to be a medium of exchange, more like a currency, which is non-centralized, which is not controlled by governments across the world. So that was supposed to be the theme on which Bitcoin was founded back in 2008. So Crypto.com actually allows us to do that because it has partnered with Visa. We all know Visa and MasterCard. So Visa is the exchange which allows banks and governments all over the world to exchange currency and then to make transactions. So it has partnered with Visa and it has come up with 5 different types of cards. Starting from the lowest tier, if I can show it over here, I'm not sure if I can. It's all available on the app. So if you download it on the app, you can see 5 different cards. Let me just open another screen. Maybe I can show you the different cards that are available on Crypto.com. So what you see over here is the MCO Visa card. They came up with 5 different varieties of cards at each levels, and that's what attracted me to them because each level of card that you have over here has its own cashback, starting from the base level of card, which has a 1% cashback, to the red level card, which has a 2% cashback, to the third level, which is green and indigo, which has a 3% cashback, to the 4% cashback card, and to the 5% cashback card. So when I say cashback, it's cashback across all categories. So you're literally not limited by, if you're shopping at Walmart, you will only get 1%. If you're shopping at Costco, you will only get 0.5%. You will get 5 or 4 or 3% cashback depending upon the card that you choose across the board, across all categories. So that's the beauty that kind of attracted me to them, and I started dabbling in this. And that brought me to the Crypto.com exchange. So the thing to start with Crypto.com exchange is basically you'll have to stake some amount for the type of card that you select. As a new joiner, you can go ahead with the lowest fee card, and you probably have to purchase the in-house currency, which is the CRO. And for the base level card, you might have to put in 100 CRO. For the 1% card, for the 2% card, you might have to stake 1,000 CRO. The 3% card requires 10,000 CRO. And then you can always see what's the price of CRO against the US dollar or the Canadian dollar. So you can see in the USDT market here, what's the price of US what's the price of CRO. And if I just take you back, like, right. So you can see the level of CRO has actually gone from like, it has been constantly growing up from 7 cents all the way up to 17 cents in US dollars. That's the kind of growth that we've seen. And the reason for that growth is the kind of features that Crypto.com has been bringing to their platform every now and then. So to start with, what you might need to do is to participate in the Crypto.com exchange Syndicate events. Now, this is a very important feature that I'd like to point out. So they offer on a weekly or a bi-weekly basis their special events wherein you can get BTC or CRO, BTC or ETH, or all of these altcoins at 50% off, at 40% off. And they have been doing it right from January of this particular year. Now, in order to participate in these events, you have to stake a certain amount of their in-house currency, which is the CRO. And in doing so, you'll be allowed to purchase a certain amount of the coin that they are trying to propagate. For example, they are trying to hold a syndicate event for the Bitcoin Cash altcoin. Then you'll have to stake a certain amount of CRO. And if you stake that amount, you'll get the BCH at half the price, depending upon how much the event is subscribed. So this happens on a weekly basis. It was earlier 2 weeks, and now it has dropped to 1 week, and it is happening again on a weekly basis, day after day. In reality, it's helping us to actually to increase the value of the CRO, to increase the acceptability of the CRO coin, and it's also helping as a medium of exchange by using the Visa cards. Currently, the Visa cards are not there in Canada. They have been launched in US. They have been launched in Europe, across some other countries as well. And we are hoping to have the Canadian cards launched around the December of this particular year. So that's somewhere staked for around the Q4 of 2020. So this is in a nutshell that I'd like to speak. I mean, when I started investing over here, it was around 0.235 over here. And from here, it's grown up to 6 times. And that's more like not the up and ground volatility growth that you see across most of the altcoins. It's a steady growth that has been going across of the past 7 months. The thing about Crypto.com also that I'd like to point out is the ability to earn interest on the altcoins that you deposit within the exchange. There are quite a few coins that have been launched since 2017. Not only the altcoins that you see, like Ethereum, Link, someone mentioned, WET, but you also have stable coins. Stable coins are those coins which are actually linked to the fiat currencies. So when you see USDT, this is Tether coin, which is pegged to the US dollar, which means that one coin will always have a value of $1. Similarly, there are trust token coins such as TCAD or TUSD or TEUR. These are also pegged to the respective fiat currencies, which means that one TCAD coin will always be equal to $1 Canadian, and it will not have any kind of fluctuation. So in a market where you always have fluctuations in crypto coins, you can always save your investment by converting it to one of the stable coins, then depositing them into Crypto.com app and earning a certain amount of interest on that. And you will be surprised about the interest earns that you can get on even the stable coins. Each stable coin at this point in time, if you have staked a certain amount of CRO on the app, can earn you at least approximately 12% of interest on an annual basis. Some people might say that this is kind of unsustainable in the future, and I fully agree with them. So always with crypto, you always have to judge what is the amount of money that you're willing to lose, because obviously these funds are not CDIC protected as we come across major banks. But then again, when you compare to banks, you're earning like 1.25% interest even in the online banks these days, vis-a-vis earning 12% on all the stable coins in Crypto.com app and Crypto.com exchange. over a period of time, right now they are trying to get more users onto the platform. The user base has increased to approximately 3 to 5 million in the past 6 months. And over a period of time, as more users join the group, and we are seeing users even in countries, even in India right now. There are Telegram groups for India, for Canada, for Europe, and for several other countries as well that they're helping out to lay the platform with. But over a period of time, when the number of users grow to a certain level, obviously the interest rates will come down because it's a non-sustainable model. You can only give out so much level of interest. So you'll see the interest rate climbing down from 12% to 10% to maybe 8 to 6% in the upcoming few years. But as for now, I feel this is good while it lasts. So if you can earn interest on your idle crypto, if you just hodl onto it and then earn interest on top of that, then what's wrong with it? So that's in a nutshell my brief overview about Crypto.com. Again, with a disclaimer that I've been with them for like 6 to 8 months so far, and it's been pretty great. My investment with them has more like tripled so far, and I've not invested too much, only the amount of funds that I'm willing to lose. But over the period of the last 8 months, I've seen the investment double or triple in certain cases. So in effect, I think this was a sort of an app or an exchange which I was currently not seeing in any other apps like Newton or in ShakePay. And worst case scenario was with the WealthSimple crypto. These features were definitely not there. Again, passing it on to the moderator. Anything else that you'd like to add or ask questions upon, I can answer.
Thank you,
I'm
Raminder.
back.
That was really very helpful. Your comparative analysis of the current existing platforms and in-depth sharing of your experiences with Crypto.com. Even I have been exploring Crypto.com, Binance, Newton, and WealthSimple Crypto. The information that you and Samid have shared, I think, has covered up. There's nothing that I can add. Really, thanks for that.